Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I'm excited to have for you an open box video where I have world coins, and there's going to be some really cool stuff in here. A lot of Mexico, and I'm pretty excited about it in general. You know, these 8 reals are very cool, very fun to collect. Of course, later on they went from being called an 8 real to an un peso, but there's the little 8R. And this one you'll see right away we've got some hairlines popping up, and those are generally the bad kind of hairlines that are popping up across this. You can see when you turn the coin at this angle, all of a sudden you have those fine hairlines. They're running over the surface. They're going perfectly horizontal at this point when I go like that angle, and then at this angle they disappear because the light's reflecting it. Hermosillo, the HO mint mark, 1894. One of the little counterfeiting devices that's in a lot of these coins is there a couple little fangs that pop out underneath the Libertad hat, the Liberty cap. They had a Liberty cap just like we did, if you didn't notice that before. You know, our coins with the Liberty cap, they had the exact same thing. So symbolism, cross cultures. A lot of North America had the same symbolism. A lot of the world did. The Liberty cap was known in other places, not just North America. Pretty good looking coin with some cleaning, 1894, 8 real. HO, Unk details, cleaned. Overall, an attractive coin, but with a little bit of cleaning to it. And let's move on to an earlier piece, this 1860. And this piece is a little bit interesting, really, really lustrous, from the Mexico City Mint. And it has some type of surface qualities there that we're not so sure about. It actually looks a little bit like it was maybe buried or something. The cactus on this one has really nice looking needles. Watch out. I have a golf ball. I have a golf ball that has that got hit into a cactus and has a needle stuck into it. I got to show you that sometime. 1860 Mexico City Mint MS61. Really an attractive piece. You know, it's got a little bit of stuff going on with the surface there once again. You know, you got a little bit of corrosion or something. So it looks to me like it may have been buried and then it got up out of the earth and somebody took all the schmuck off of it. But this schmuck's still making videos, so there you go. All right, next up we've got an 1863 GO. What is GO? Guanajuato? Guanajuato. 8 real. 1863, we're having the Civil War. And down south, they're popping out beautiful silver coins like this. Now, for those of you who are really, you've been collecting Morgan dollars, and maybe you're an advanced collector and you're just kind of sick and tired of how easy Morgan dollars are. And I know some of you laugh and say they're not easy. Well, you know, but if you have the fundage, Morgan dollars aren't as challenging to collect as something like this. Now, let me give you an example. So this coin, 1863 from this mint mark, there's only like 82 graded. I mean, most of them are in Unk condition because, you know, the circulated ones, people don't bother getting certified. This one they called an MS60. But go ahead. I want to see you don't need to try to get the major varieties, but start looking at collecting 8 reals. You know, the kissing cousin to the American dollar. Try collecting them in high grade and try collecting them by date and mint mark. Don't even have to collect all the overdates. Just go straight date and mint mark and tell me how that works out for you. And I know people are thinking, well, this market's really crazy. Mexican coins have gone up so much. I still think it's just kind of at the beginning edge, to be honest with you. You know, and even this coin, 1858 Mexico City Mint, you know, a coin that's a little bit more common. Usually the Mexico City Mint coins there is generally more of than some of the other mint marks. It's got a fun little patch of toning over here on the edge. Cool looking coin. Oh, by the way, after you try to collect them with eye appeal and good strikes. You know, you see the difference. I mean, just look at the difference in engraving and strike on these guys. I mean, look how flat the cactus and the land is and the eagle's breast versus this one. You know, there's hardly any water underneath the land there. You know, this one has, you can see the water really well underneath the land as it comes up to the ocean. This one is unk details cleaned. This one a little bit bright maybe, but you know, it doesn't have like the hairlines that you'll see in a lot of cleaned coins. But even a coin like this, there's, you know, I think only about 100 graded in details and non-details on that coin, if I looked it up right. And so they're really, really tough. And then also, want to find something that's hard to do, go ahead and figure out how to price them, right? So this coin here, this 8 real from also Hermosillo, 1880, you know, just a real nice bloom on this coin. That's what you want them to look like. There's only 17 graded by NGC. And once again, you look at the difference in strike and detail. Look at the cacti. One of them is just floating out there in no man's land because they just reuse the dies. And there's another, you know, one that's just almost completely gone. No needles. Who needs needles? This is the safe prickly pear. This is just the pear, no prickly. But this coin here is MS64. There's 3 graded MS64. This is in the top pop. I mean, you know, it's not really even known how you're gonna go ahead and price that. I'm looking at the cactus to see how many pieces of prickly pear we're missing from one coin to the next. The floating prickly pear has kind of got me sidetracked there. All right, so after the 8 reals, we got one more 8 real here. Here we go, 1895. So somewhere in here, it was about that time period, the mid 1800s, late 1800s, where they go from the 8 real to the un peso. This coin has a really great look to it. Yeah, I really like that one. I mean, the luster has almost like a PL feel to it. Zacatecas, the 1890 Zacatecas coins are generally a little bit more common, but this has that full bloom luster that's harder to find. You don't see coins struck with this regularity on the earlier series. You know, this has a look to it more like a US Morgan dollar, MS62, Zacatecas. So a lot of these coins now, you know, you used to be able to find like AU to UNC coins for $50 to $100, and now all of a sudden they're $200, $300, $400. But I still think that they're, you know, relatively speaking, a good deal. Speaking of things that have become popular, so here is your first onza. So the 1 ounce silver pieces. Some people collect these guys, and the onzas. This is the OG. This is the 1949 official version with the balanced scale on them. Big coins. They're sterling silver, so that means they weigh about 10% over an ounce to get it to equal 1 ounce. So it'll say, you know, 33.625 grams. And it's really interesting also because it says on it, you know, peso, you know, which is kind of interesting. 480 grains is the net weight. 1 troy ounce, 480 grains of plata, of silver. And they're not considered pesos, by the way, even though it says peso on it. Casa de Moneda de Mexico, and it's got this really cool, that's a press. It's not just impressive, that's a press. That's how they went ahead and made the coins. So, you know, let's take a closer look though, but that screw press, that turn press, that's the little spot for the die. And you put the coin in there, the planchet in there, and then they just turn, twist and turn and twist and turn. So cool pieces, MS63, MS65. You can see the difference. What's fun is having, you know, the 2 different coins here of different caliber. So you can really tell the difference between a coin when it is, you know, this coin, if you just saw this coin by itself, you'd say that's a pretty coin. But, you know, you see a little bit of the scuffiness and just get used to kind of what that looks like when you have marks that interrupt the surface quality of the coin overall. And very neat coins. Let me start a new pile off here to the side, because we've still got a handful of guys to get through here, including some of my favorite. See that up there? I'm going to say this wrong also, the ferrocarril. That is the railroad. So this is one of my favorite designs, 1950, 5 peso coin. You've got the palm trees here. You got the date on the sun, which is cool. If you're born in 1950, how do you not own one of these coins? How cool is that? And then the train detail, yeah, actually you don't notice until you look at it closely. There's a lot of detail to it. But when you look at the coin from a distance, the train image gets a little bit lost because, not the palm trees, but all that little background detail that's behind it, because you have trees behind it, You have, it looks like maize, corn growing off there on the side. You know, and I think there's wheat on one side, corn on the other. You got grass down here. So very cool piece. 1950, 5 pesos. And I've got, let's see, this is an MS64. MS64, got a couple of those guys in here. And this one actually came back just a step higher. This one came back in MS65. And really neat coin. Nice high grade. A lot of these are, I want to say in this grade, they're probably north of 200 bucks right now on the trains. They kept rolling all night long. Oh man, look at this. We got a nice gold coin. Let's take a closer look here. 1888. A lot of these coins, these un peso, 1 gold peso, a lot of them have kind of a proof-like feel to them, and a lot of them have mintages of just a few thousand pieces, so they have really low mintages on a lot of these coins. This one, when we get the coin at, let's see which angle we're going at, right about there, you can start to see the really fine white lines pop up. I call them white lines. I know they're not white on a yellow coin, on a gold coin, but just a little bit of cleaning there. They called it Unk Details Reverse Cleaned. Really has a proof-like finish to it. Very neat coin, very tough to come by. And I think that's it for the Mexican coins. Now we get to go to the bonus coins, which is, let's go into the lightning round here. Once again, another neat looking coin, 1899 from Portugal. And look at these big fields, big open fields, 1,000 rice or 1,000 reis. Once again, you'll see something happen on this coin. This coin at a lot of angles has just beautiful luster to it. And so it's bright, shiny. And then right there it is. There's the white lines. This has been cleaned. There, you know, if you're not looking at the coin at all the angles, you won't see that type of thing. And it's just the type of thing that's going to catch you off guard sometimes, because at a glance, this coin is just a really beautiful Unk coin. And then there they are. Here's, whoop, there it is. See right here, it looks original. And right here, now all of a sudden, see how the coin turned white right there? See all those lines? They're all just running this way. They actually go over the surface. You can actually see it go over the portrait like this. So someone just barely, what a shame, huh? Unk Details cleaned. The coin looks like this. You can see the lines, but the rest of the coin just looks like a really nice original piece. And tough. All right, 1907. So this is an interesting piece because this is actually a restrike. It's also interesting because NGC used the term proof on it, which I wasn't really familiar with. I thought this was an Unk coin, not a proof coin. But overall, just looks like it was just struck. Really neat piece overall. A coronation, there they are, the bishop, and they're putting the crown on. Was this Franz Joseph? Is that who that is? You know, and so there is a good portrait. What's cool about this, in my opinion, design-wise, is there is his portrait. Now look at him on this side of the coin, and it looks like him still. I find that to be pretty cool because that's a small amount of space on that coin, but the engravers really did a nice job on that. They called this one a 68 restrike. A lot of these other silver coins, I don't know about this clean Portugal piece, but a lot of these other silver coins that I'm about to show you, they're probably going to be a couple $100 each, maybe more, maybe less, something like that. In the meantime, here's a 1915, also from Portugal, and this one is the one escudo. You know, some of these coins don't line up how I want them to, so I keep flipping them around. Nice looking original coin here. I will say at an MS61, you know, I think you could have called this coin an AU58. As I look at it again, you know, it looks like it's lacking a little bit of luster at this angle here. So I think I might have called it an AU58 on that one. Last but not least, I got a couple of fun coins that you won't normally see. So the fight for survival You guys know where this is from? Some of you guys know, because you guys, some of you guys are old school and you've been around long enough to recognize this coin off right away. £1. And it's really interesting because there's something about the engraving here that's rudimentary when I look at like this, the way the fight for survival is written on that. And then you have a short-lived country, the Republic of Biafra. So the Biafra banknotes used to be given away all the time in like cereal boxes and stuff. There's promotional stuff. Peace, unity, freedom. The triad there, peace, unity, and freedom. The eagle on the elephant's horn. 65 PL, really neat piece. I haven't had one of these in a while, and that's a pretty nice grade. I should have looked up the population on this guy. There might not be that many of them. Last but not least, we have a very cool piece from Morocco, 1956. 500 francs. So for those of you who want to learn about what some of the words are on coins, here it is. It says 500 francs. It has it in another language. Just memorize that. But also, when you see this here, this the empire, and there's the, I won't pronounce that right, Sherfin, because I think it's supposed to be en français, right? But set 1376, 1956, the double date, because you have the Hungarian date and you have the Western civilization date, as it were. Multiple languages on here. The really pretty star with the crown in the center. So, but anytime you see that empire, that one is, that's Morocco. When you see that word on there, the Sherifin, that's Morocco. So, anyways, also a coin that's going to be a couple $100, MS62 on this one. Neat piece from the 50s, kind of fun, and we'll see where they all turn out. If we have any of these left by the time the video goes, there'll be links to it in the video show notes. Some of them will be on eBay, some will be on our website. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.